Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name's China, and if you have, thanks for watching my videos and supporting me. Now, as you may notice, I'm on a chair, not sitting on my bedroom floor. But, yeah. So, this week I decided to do a video. As you can tell from the title, it's going to be about all my worst injuries. This is probably going to end up being a very long video, but I've really narrowed it down, so if it's really long, I've narrowed it down. So, yeah, I've had a lot of injuries in my life, mainly because I'm an idiot, mainly because I get myself in the dumbest situations, and mainly because people are really rough with me and I'm a really rough person. So, the title is not at all clickbait. In fact, some of these instances where I have gotten really bad injuries are really, really scary, especially for a really young child or someone who's a teenager. But I decided I would recollect every single one of my worst injuries that I can remember over my nearly 17 years of being alive. Shit. I'm almost 17. I feel old. Anyway, sit back and enjoy and buckle in and get ready for this video because it's gonna be a long one. So, one of my earliest injuries that I remember is when I was really young. I want to say I was about maybe about 8 or 7. I'm thinking around there. I might have been 9, I'm not sure. But I remember I'd gotten a new bike and I decided it'd be a good idea to go around with it. Because where I used to live with a square, so basically a pavement that was split into 2 levels. And one end was really short and then it would get higher as you got up. So I would do this thing where I was learning to go over that big gap on the bike. And I didn't listen to my dad when he said, "Don't go too high up, otherwise you're going to land face first." 5 minutes later, I went a bit too far because I got a bit too cocky. Who, me? Never? And I fell face first and pretty much hit my chest on the handlebars of the bike and hit my face first on the ground and nearly broke my fucking nose. I'm surprised I did not break my nose. That's one of my earliest injuries that I remember. And then I remember in that same week I got smacked in the back by a soccer ball. And I had a massive circle imprint on my back from that. And then also that week I had 2 twisted ankles and I was playing netball. So that was fun. Because I had 1 twisted ankle before I started playing, and so I just played, I ignored it. Then, because in netball, when you jump the ball and catch, whichever foot you land on first has to stay on the ground at all times, so you can only move the other foot, but you can turn. I made sure to land on my not twisted ankle, thinking, oh, that won't hurt much, and I was swiveling around a little bit too possible to another person that was on my team, and I twisted the other ankle doing that. Took a break for a couple of minutes, went back, took a drink, and then got tripped and ended up with massive gaps all over my knees. That was in the same week. Then fast forward to year 5, when I was 10. I got 2 really bad injuries in that year. My first injury was when I broke my arm. That was really scary for me. What happened was, my grandmother and my baby cousin showed up at a fishing competition that me, my dad, and my great uncle were doing. And I think my great uncle best friend was there as well. So we always used to go into fishing competitions, and they were there. And then my grandma, who's sadly not with us anymore, and my baby cousin decided to come visit us. And they bought food with them, and they just came to check on us to see how we were doing. And so I'm on rollerblade because this was year 5. I love rollerblading and skateboarding. I did it all the time. And that's how my dad broke my skateboard. I'll do another video of all the stupid things he's done throughout my years alive. But yeah. So, I am rollerblading with my baby cousin who's 4 at this point, I want to say. 3 or 4. Yeah, he must have been 4. Maybe older, because he was running. I remember at one point he was holding onto my arm and he was running to make me go faster, and then I would chase him. They were playing games with me on this, and then I went to pick up something and put it back in my dad's old Ford Courier, and I look up at my baby cousin and I see him about to go over the water's edge. I freak out because he's young and I didn't know if he knew how to swim, and this was a pretty deep lake, so I just went to go get him. This was when I was 10, and as I'm halfway to him, a twig got stuck in one of my wheels, and so I fell forward and I landed like this. And so this half of my hand here landed on concrete, this half here landed on grass. Like this. I slowly got up. I didn't cry, I didn't scream, I didn't swear. I wanted to. My great uncle, me and him have a great relationship now. We're extremely close. I love him to pieces. But back then we were still getting to know each other a bit because I had only seen him very few times when I was that young. But now we see each other all the time. And he said to me, "Thought you said you weren't going to fall." Grabs onto my arm and pushes it back like this, holding on to where it started hurting. And I was just like, don't swear, don't swear, don't swear. And then he stopped, and then we went to get the results of the competition, and I tried to open my drink, and I'm holding it with my arm like this so I'm not moving my wrist because it hurt so bad. Trying to twist it open, and my dad to go, "Give it here." So he did it for me, and then I get home, we tell my mum what's happened, and she offered to put a wrist brace on, and I'm just like, if anyone touches it, I will hit them because it hurts so bad. Took me about 3.5 hours before I finally started crying from pain. And then the next day we went to see a doctor. Doctor said, probably just sprained or something. Here's a referral to go get an x-ray. Then that next day we went and got an x-ray. And they say, here's the x-ray back. No, doesn't look too bad, but we'll send a copy over to your doctor. We come home with the x-rays. My dad looks at it and goes, "Doesn't look like a fracture." Get a call from the doctor 5 minutes later going, "Yeah, it's fractured." So then the day after that, we had to go back to the doctor's office and get my arm plastered. It was like that for about 6 to 8 weeks, maybe 10. It was plastered for a very long time. I don't even know what fracture it was, like what kind. And my mum goes, "So much for you saying there was no fracture." And so we always made that joke with him. And so pretty much I had a fractured arm for about 4 days before I even had anything on it to help it. And it took me 3.5 hours to start crying from it. I'm pretty stubborn. I can handle physical pain really well. I cannot handle mental or emotional pain that well. Physical pain, I got it. I'm all good. Then the next injury I got while I was in year 5 was my bad knee. So this one's my bad knee. Obviously I always have it up like this. What happened was me and a couple of friends, or few people I was actually friends with, were hanging out in primary school. We were just hanging out talking, and then these 2 people who had a problem with us were trying to start a fight with us and all that, and I was just like, "What did we do to you? We're just like sitting hanging out, we ain't done nothing to you, why you got shit against us?" You know, that kind of thing. And so I turned around to walk away because I was getting annoyed, because they were just saying like blatant lies and annoying stuff. So I'm just like, you know what, I'm not dealing with this, I've always had a bit of a crap day, I'm just gonna turn around and walk away. So I'm starting to do this, but one of these 2 people grabbed a stick and threw it in front of me without me knowing. Didn't notice, no one else noticed, like until it was too late, and it landed right in front of my foot, and because it was sticking up, I tripped and smacked the side of my knee. Had a massive gravel rash there, got really badly infected. I could not walk properly for about a month. It was that bad. And I think I've still got a scar. Pretty much if you look right here, that's the scar from that. So yeah, it normally looks way worse than this, but because of this light, it doesn't look that bad, but it's like right here. And then last year that got reopened when someone pushed me off a bench and I landed on a wooden floor. So yeah, that was 2 injuries I had in year 5. That one I still have a scar from. Then when I was in year 5, another thing that happened, I was finally allowed to get my ears pierced. I wanted to get them pierced for so long, and I wanted to get them pierced because it was something I just really wanted. Still got them pierced, just if I don't wear earrings for a while, I just have to re-pierce them again. It's a normal thing, apparently. Or just something I have to do. So I wear earrings, I've had them for ages, and I'm just like, okay. And I changed the earrings myself, and well, they're fine. Haven't healed over. I'll go a couple of days without wearing them now, put them back in, and I'm fine. And so that was what I was doing. And then I changed over my earrings one day, and because I used to play a lot of sports when I was pretty much from when I was really young up until I finished primary school, I played a lot of sports. And so on this ear, because I played a lot of sports with the studs I was wearing, I wanted to make sure they were tight enough to not like come loose and come out of my ears when I was playing sports, because you know, makes it easier for a girl to get her ears ripped if that's happening. So I didn't realise that I'd done that side up way too tight until a couple months later. So flash forward a couple months, and I want to change earrings, so I take that one out to fine, but then I'm just like, oh, I can't get that one out, it's a bit tight, okay, I'll go ask Mum for help. And she's going, the back of your earring is not there. And I went, huh? That's weird, I can feel it. So she moved some of the skin and put like a light there, and she goes, like pretty much, she does this, and yes, I finally got a new phone. Hopefully this one does not get smashed by someone else like it did last time. So she's literally holding a light up to my ear like this, moving the skin, and she goes, and she suddenly said, the back of your earring is stuck in the back of your, like, pierce, like, in piercing, like, it's stuck there. And I went, huh? What? Is it joking? Or, like, what? And she goes, no, I'm not. So at that time, she was best friends with our next door neighbour, who happened to be a nurse, and she called her over, and the nurse goes, how the hell did you not feel that go in? And I said, I don't know, I just put them on tight that I wouldn't come off. And so she literally had my head pinned on the table like this, had metho, she's putting that over my ear, she's moving the skin, she's got tweezers, and she said, she confirmed what Mum had said about my earring going into the back of my ear, but what she said was the back of my actual earring, like the little infinity thing, had gone into the back of my ear, like into the back of the piercing sideways. So that's why I could only feel like one half of it, because it had gone in. So this is my ear and it had gone in like that, so I could only feel one half of it. So that was what I was feeling. And so she was using method, she was moving the skin, and she finally got it out. And my ear was bleeding like so much at this point, and they're like holding tissues on my ears. And my mom and the nurse go, how are you not like screaming or crying or what? And I'm just like, well, you know, I'm used to being injured. It's because I was so used to that ear feeling a little bit numb, it just didn't hurt. And plus, it felt numb, and I don't know, Dad always said it was the adrenaline, because I was a little bit nervous about it going in like that made it not so painful. That was fun. And then flash forward to when I started high school. This is all some funny shit. This is 4 years worth of shit. So, one of the first injuries I got in high school was a rolled ankle in year 7. me and two of my friends were racing to get to a concrete ledge where we used to always hang out. And I ran, but I didn't stop quick enough, and my foot went half up on this bit of concrete. So it was like concrete wall, normal concrete ground, and my foot went like that. Rolled my ankle really bad because it went over and I couldn't walk properly for a week. That hurt like shit. That was the injury I got in year 7. And I had the rolled ankle. And then I nearly had the dislocated shoulder, which was because me and one of my friends were play fighting and they nearly dislocated my shoulder. Then I had a dislocated finger because I turned around too quick and smacked the corner of the locket with my hand and dislocated my finger. But then year 8 was one of the worst years for injuries with me. One of the first injuries I got in year 8 was one of my best friends, who I think of as a brother. When I got to school one morning, kind of like picked me up as a joke, and I went, haha, can you like put me down now? And he didn't. And then he suddenly dropped me. I thought he was doing it like as a joke and wasn't actually going to drop me. He did it on purpose, and with my hearing loss, if I smashed my head, I could lose my hearing completely. And where we were, there was a big like drain that went down, but there was also the concrete bit that come up like this. And so my head was about to smash that. I flipped over so my head wouldn't smack it, and the side of my knee smacked it instead. My knee moved out of place, and because my high school was down the road from a hospital, I always thought if I get really badly injured, I could just walk to the hospital and be fine. Didn't turn out that way at all. I ended up walking around in excruciating pain for 3 days until one of my friends, whose family member was a doctor, gave me a couple tips to help me out, and that got it okay. Could not dance, could not walk, could not really do anything without a knee brace and 2 people helping me. For 3 days I was in excruciating pain, and then all of a sudden it stopped, and then it would just come in random hits. And so that was how I figured out that my knee was moving in and out of place. But that was the worst 3 days of my life, because it was when I was absolutely passionate about dance, and I'd had dance like every day, and I see everyone else dancing and I could not dance, and that killed me. I was just like, I want to dance so bad. But then knee injury happened, my knee still popped out of place. My mum didn't believe me about it until, because I've been doing it for years since that. So I asked the doctor about that a while back, and he literally said, I don't remember what part of my knee said or what he was saying. All I remember is him saying, normally whatever part of it, like, on everyone else, it is in the middle. On you, it's literally off to the side having a party. So, because the muscle here is not strong enough or built up enough anymore to keep the knee there, so it's just moving around. So, that was bad. And then, later on that year, I'm telling a story about my best friend. Hey, I love you. I've gotten over it. I just think it's a very funny injury. I love you. Please do not stab me. I love you. But me and my best friend, we've always pretty much been in the same math class since she came to our high school in year 8. And so, me, her, and 2 of our other friends were doing this like math game with the whole class. And I'm sitting on the table, and so was she, and then, because in the game, we all took turns answering things, but you weren't allowed to say the answer while someone else was doing it, otherwise they'd know the answer. And so my best friend was screaming out the answers, even though it wasn't, like, our group turn, and I was just like, Becky! Whoops, I hope you don't mind me mentioning her name. I love you. She's like, shut up, they're not supposed to know the answers, you're not supposed to help them. And then so she does it again, and I went like this to try and get her. Like, shut up. Didn't work. She pushed me backwards a little bit to get me like off her. I fell back off the table, and there were 2 chairs behind me, because it was like a table and chairs, like it was high school. And the chairs were like this. I landed like this and my back went in between the two chairs. I heard the crack. I stayed there for a couple seconds, laughed it off. And I went to stand up and I was just like, oh, it's not too bad. All of a sudden, this entire side of my body went numb. Within 5 seconds of me standing up, it went numb and I freaked out. And I was like, what's happening? So I just stand there and I just let it hit and then it stopped becoming so numb. And then slowly the pain is just getting worse and worse and worse. Like walking is hurting, breathing is hurting, dancing especially is hurting. No, getting in trouble for not dancing, but I wasn't able to dance and it was just really bad. So then one of the other girls that me and my best friend used to be friends with was like massaging my back because like you could feel the knot there. And she's doing that and I have, in the middle of dance, my dance teacher getting annoyed because I can't dance and he sees it happening. And I have one tear go down my face and I'm just like, I want my dad. And I hardly ever say that unless I'm in pain. And that's how you know when I'm in pain is when I'm just like, I want my dad. So that was really bad, but that slowly started to stop hurting over a month. Like it took about a month and a half for the pain to completely go. I'm all good. My pain doesn't, the pain doesn't come back in my back. It's only my knee that the pain comes back in. But then I also jarred the bone in my foot. Right here. Yeah, look at my gross foot. But like right here, I jarred everything. And what happened was I was walking around the school and this girl came running around the corner. Went smacking right into me. We both fell down, but like where she ran, she like pretty much slammed her foot right on my foot. And when we both fell backwards and her foot was still on mine and I was just like, ah. So that hurt for about a month and I had all the back injury and that injury within like a month of each other. Like the foot happened and then my back. And then at the beginning of the year my knee happened. So when that happened to my foot, that started making my knee play up again. So year 8 was one of my worst years for injuries. Then in year 9, because with my old phone it was way smaller than this one, it was about half the size. Like this big compared to this phone. And it was now so it was unbreakable. And for some reason in my bathroom, I just had it on the floor near the towel rack where water wouldn't get to it. Get out of the bath, put my clothes on, and I slightly dried the floor and I went down to pick it up. And as I went to stand up, I kind of lost my balance and I put one of my feet forward so that I wouldn't fall. All of a sudden I went, flipped right over, landed backwards, full on, smacked my head on the ground. I'm like it throbbed like fuck for like a day or two. And I was just like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. I'm going to lose my hearing, I'm going to lose my hearing, I'm going to lose my hearing. I didn't lose my hearing, I'm glad to report that, but that was so painful and that was really, really, really scary for me. So, yeah, that was really bad. And then, when I went down the coast in year 9 as well, I was sleeping on the couch because my uncle hadn't had my room set up yet. So, I was always sleeping on the couch. I still do sleep on the couch. And so, my dad wakes me up at like 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning so that I can take photos of the sunrise because I was taking photos of sunset and everything and trying to get really nice photos. I always repost those photos on my Facebook and I still have those on my camera roll because I love those photos and my dad said those were the best photos I'd ever taken, especially of the bridge and the stairs. Like there's the bridge at Dalmany Beach and then there's the stairs at can't remember if it's Dewsbury Beach or Joshua Beach, but it was one of those. And I took some nice photos of my dad. And I was staying on the couch and he wakes me up and I went, okay, just let me like go to the bathroom quickly, like do what I have to do and then brush my teeth and then we'll go. So I do that, but as soon as I get up from being like on the toilet in the bathroom, my entire body started spasming. Like all the nerves in my back, which is like, and I was just like, ah. That was happening for a few minutes. My dad's getting annoyed because I'm not moving, and he's like, well, you're making me wait my time, we're not going to get the photos, we're going to miss it. And so I tell him, he's just like, okay. So he puts his hand on my back, and he's just like, okay. So he put more pressure on there, kept the pressure on there for like 30 seconds, then it stopped. And he's just like, oh, you probably should track the nerves or something, you need to be more careful of that. And I'm like, gee, no, shit, Sherlock. So yeah, my dad is like a really like highly trained first aid officer. So, but whenever I get injured, like cuts, bruises, scratches, anything, like if it's like a full-on cut, I would just be like, yeah, she'll be right, Jack. I won't even put anything on there. And my dad's just like, you're too much like me. And then, another injury I got when I was really young. This was when I was still doing ballet, so I was doing that up until year 6. I want to say I was in year 4 when I did this. I was making 2-minute noodles because I had just gotten home from school and I was hungry as hell and I needed energy, so I was making 2-minute noodles. My dad, or I can't remember if it was my dad or mum, one of them scared the crap out of me and I moved too quick and I ended up spilling all this boiling hot water down my hand and my arm. For some reason, the idiot in me was more worried about food, and I didn't put my arm or water, like, I didn't put my arm or hand, like, underwater, and my arm was burning for, like, 3 days, and it was bright red. I don't know if you can still see, like, a bit of a scar, but yeah. So that was that injury, and then, I'm just doing this because my phone looks so cool and I love this phone case. I do this in all my classes at school. My teachers would think I'm texting people, but then they see me doing this and they're just like, are you serious? And I'm just like, yeah. Everyone else is on a break for 5 minutes. I'm just going to stay here and play with my phone case. Well, I'm not annoying anyone, apart from you. And then I got another really bad injury. Yeah, I nearly broke my hand twice. Once in year 9 when I turned it around too quick and my hand was like balled up in a bit because I was just like having my hand like this for some reason. Because when I sit down, I'll have my hand like that on my leg. And so someone called out my name and I turned around like this. And I didn't pay attention to what I was doing with my arm. Like I just went like that and it smacked against metal and I was like, oh, my hand was throbbing so bad. Then year 10, 2 bad injuries. On the day of my formal, well the day before, it's how I got this scar on my shoulder. Right here. I got that scar and then here's a scar on my hip. Yes, scar on my hip as well. I got that the day before my year 10 formal. I was messing around with a straightening iron and a curling iron to like figure out what I was going to do with my hair. I ended up just leaving it curly as hell, like natural curls. And so I accidentally dropped the curling iron on my hair. Like I dropped it on my hair because my hair was like this and I had a bit of hair like here. Dropped it, went like this. I moved it off my hair as quick as possible, but my hair wasn't completely covering my shoulder and it hit that part of my shoulder. 5 minutes later, the same thing happened there. Then later on that day, the same thing happened to my hip. I was doing that and then someone, my dad scared the crap out of me. Dropped it, landed on my hips. 5 minutes later, I'm doing it and then I hear a loud banging noise. And it turned out to one of my parents looking for a pan. And I dropped it again on the exact same spot on my hip. Man, did I burn. Anytime I had a bath, it would burn like hell and I would just be like, just deal with it, you like hot bath. So that was another thing. And then later on that day, I accidentally slipped in a bath and fell back and hit the top of my back. That was fun. Then, like, any random other injuries I have will just literally include my knee just randomly popping out of place, or me accidentally smacking my hand on stuff. Like, the other day I thought I dislocated my finger again because I accidentally smacked it on my corner of my desk here. So that was really painful. And then, like, random broken nails. I don't normally freak out over broken nails, like if it's just the top of it. When I do freak out about broken nails is when it, like, comes off, like, halfway down my finger. That hurts, and that brings me back to another injury I had when I was about 5. Little dumb me decided it'd be a good idea to pull off my entire pinky nail. Pulled it off completely, and I'm just like, hey Dad, I pulled off my nail. And he goes, what? Let me see. And he goes, oh shit. So he got a band-aid, put that over my hand, and then the next thing I remember was me and him walking down the shop to get food, and then we walked back home. Because where we used to live, the shop was like a 30-second walk. So I was very, very dumb, and like I just randomly stubbed my toes on everything in sight. So, and that is some of my worst injuries combined into a video. I'm not sure how long this video is. If I include the outro, I thought this video would be at least an hour long. But all the other injuries I can think of are just like little injuries or injuries that I've had that other people told me I've had that I don't remember because I was too young, or it was like my brain just blocked it out. So these are the really bad injuries that I can remember. So yeah. I'm an idiot. I get myself in a dumb situation. I don't know if this counts as an injury, but also in year 8 or year 9, I still had the same ideology that if I got really badly injured or sick, there's a hospital straight down the road. I can just walk down there. Well, not the case at all. I used to be very serious about dance. I used to train all the time non-stop. I used to work on stuff all the time non-stop and clean and everything. I would do that 24/7. It was the only thing I really cared about. I mean, I still cared about my friends and family. I love them all to death. But that was my main passion. And so I would normally restrict myself to what I was eating and what I was drinking, because I would be easily training for like some days 9 to 12 hours. 12 hours on the weekend sometimes. Because I'd do some in the morning, I'd do some in the afternoon, I'd do some at night. And like in high school, because it was an actual class, there'd be an hour or an hour and a half block where I'd be doing that as well. But then also like performances where they give you a whole day to just not go to class and just practice all day. That means I'd be dancing like 6.5 hours, sometimes 7.5 if I was staying behind after school. So that was a lot of dancing. But this one day we had an assembly performance for dance. I had been training for a week, non-stop. Hadn't really eaten or drank anything, and I overworked myself. To the point where I ended up in sick bay because I had a really bad headache. Felt like I was going to throw up. And every part of my body was aching so bad. And I could feel every single like muscle hurting. I could feel every single bone in my body just hurting. And like I felt like I was hungry, but at the same time I didn't want to eat because I was afraid I was going to throw up. I kept thinking I wouldn't be able to keep it down. I wanted to have a drink, but at the same time I thought that would make my headache worse or make me feel worse. And then as time's getting on, my headache just getting worse, and I'm going pale as hell, and I'm breathing deeply, and walking and everything hurts. So my best friend and my now boyfriend dragged me to the front office and sick bay and make me sit in sick bay and try and force food and water down my throat and look after me. I was a real one for that. And then I got in serious trouble from them for overworking myself that much. So that was when I started like not overworking myself as much and being more careful about what I eat when I eat. And about actually eating and drinking. So then I started drinking more, and I'd take more than like a 5-minute break just to Because before I was taking like 5-minute breaks occasionally to just walk around for a little bit and then come back. Whereas I started going 5-minute break, okay, walk around a little bit, have something to eat, have something to drink, then come back. And that helped a lot more. So, I don't know if that counts as an injury, but that every part of me was sore and aching, and so I think that counts as an injury, but I was also really sick, but it was a really scary experience, but I actually learned from that experience, so that was really good. And I strongly urge anyone, especially if you're a dancer, do not let yourself get work to that point. Have something to eat, have something to drink. Have a break for a couple minutes. If you feel yourself getting sore, if you feel yourself getting lightheaded, tell your teacher, tell a mate, sit out for a couple minutes. Let your body calm down. Go for a walk for a couple minutes to calm your head. Have a deep breath, drink, eat. Nothing is that important that you should be overworking yourself that much. You are putting your own body and health at risk. So that's just my disclaimer. Dancers understand this feeling and understand that, but I don't have time, I have to keep training. Teachers will understand if you feel bad, if you feel sick, if you feel sore, you having a break. They will understand and they will not get mad. If they do get mad, then Abby Lee Miller come back and reincarnate herself as someone else. But no tea, no shade. But yeah, so that is it. So that is it for this week's video. That is my recollection of pretty much all my bad injuries and scary experiences with having injuries, and that's all the ones that I can remember from my memory. I'm sure there are a lot more really bad ones that I cannot remember because I was too young or my brain just repressed it. But this is this week's video. I hope you guys like it. I actually like sitting on a chair for once. And so I hope you guys liked this video, and yeah, comment down below and tell me I'm an idiot. I know I am. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button and comment down below what your worst injuries are or future content you would like to see from me. I love interacting with you guys, and as always, love you till next time.